Today we're going to talk about why and how to relax your calf muscles. So our calf muscles are these muscles in the back of our legs. A lot of the time they get really tight, especially if you have an active lifestyle, walking, running, jumping, even if you're doing calisthenics without jumping. Most exercise uses our calf muscles for balance as well as a forward propulsion, right? It pushes us forward. These calf muscles cause our toes to push down away from our body, and that's what works them so much. Now, why should we come and relax our calf muscles and stretch them out? Primarily because the way our calf muscles tie into our ankles, they cause a lot of foot patterns that can cause pain and lead to potential injury. So some of the painful problems that are associated with tighter calves are things like achilles tendonitis, plantar fasciitis, as well as flat feet. So even if you have flat feet and it's not causing you pain, it can be a potential for causing pain or problems. On the injury side of things, because of where our calves tie into our ankles, it can lead to instability in the ankles, instability in the knees, and problems in the hip, which can lead to low back issues. So if you think about your feet, they are the foundation of support. Our calf muscles build this support, move us forward. They get engaged in a lot of the things that we do. So you can understand why it'd be really important to relax and calm them down, build a better relationship with our mind, with those calf muscles, and how to stretch them out so that we can support our feet better and get more out of our workouts to prevent pain and injury. All right, so you're gonna need some release tools. Now, I personally love the ProTech Orb, and I also have a trigger point ball. But things around the house that you can use, a softball, and this is actually my dog's chuck-it ball. Every time he comes down here, he always wants to play with it. But you could also use a tennis ball. You can finally use a foam roll, easy to find. All of these things are easy to buy and relatively inexpensive. So the first trigger point we're going to look for is in the outer calf muscle. This is your lateral gastroc, okay? It tends to get tight right in the belly of that muscle, right in that big outside part. So right where I'm pointing into the belly of that muscle, where it's nice and thick here, or up a little bit higher can get really tight. But all you have to do to find that tight spot is take a larger ball. The smaller the ball, the more pressure, the more pain. All right, so start off bigger and you can always work your way down. So you're going to roll the whole area of that calf and you're going to find where it is most tender for you. And once you find that most tender spot, you just relax that leg, try to relax that foot. You don't want those toes pointing. That's going to guard that muscle. And if you want to increase the pressure on that trigger point, you can simply cross one leg over at the knee, at the shin, or at the ankle. And that's just going to gently press into that ball. Foam rolling does not mean that you roll that ball around. Once you find that most tender spot, you are going to stay right on it 30 seconds to 2 minutes or until you feel that sensitive area relax and calm down. It's possible that you have several trigger points. Go after the most sensitive one. Okay, so this is our primary calf muscle that's going to get really tight. The other calf muscle is called the soleus. When you point or flex your toes, when you point those toes down, you can see this big muscle, that's your gastroc. Right below it, it goes all the way down into your ankle. This is your soleus. So you're going to potentially have trigger points down low, towards the middle of that calf muscle. This is where our calf muscles get a little bit thin, or up high towards the back of that knee. Again, you can use any ball that you have on hand. It can be that thicker ball. This could be your softball, or the smaller the ball, the more painful. You want to roll from low towards the middle, potentially up high into that outer back side of that calf muscle or the back of the knee. Once you find the spot that's most sensitive for you, for me, it's right in the middle of my calf. Again, I'm going to hold that spot, cross over the knee, the shin, or the ankle. Hold for 30 seconds to 2 minutes until I no longer feel that, that tension in that muscle. And remember, that foot stays nice and relaxed. So these two releases are a great way to relax those calf muscles, keep them from getting overworked and tight, and ultimately tells our brain to calm down those calves. Finally, we're going to stretch our muscles. Most often, and I am not saying all the time, but most often, our calf muscles, when muscles are overworked, they tend to get short or they might feel tight. So they feel really good when you stretch them. The best stretch we can do, especially at home with no equipment, is a stretch with an open wall. So I'm going to start off facing my open wall. My feet are going to be hip width apart. I'm going to step 1 foot forward. Now, whatever leg I step forward is not going to be the leg that I'm stretching. Okay, so I'm going to step forward towards my wall, and I can put my hands up on the wall. Now, my feet are still pointed straight ahead and hip width apart. And I took about a three foot step forward. I'm going to come out to the side about 6 inches to a foot. So now I have a long diagonal between my legs. My back foot, the leg that I'm going to stretch, the calf that I'm targeting, I'm going to pivot. So my pinky toe is pointed forward. I'm going to push into that wall, keep that chest up tall, and I'm going to push my heel, my back heel, into the floor with my leg nice and straight, squeeze my bum, and gently pull in my belly button. So as I push that heel into the floor, I'm going to feel a big stretch through the outside back of my calf muscle, potentially down low towards the heel as well. This is going to depend on whether that lateral gastroc or that soleus muscle that I told you about is tighter than the other. And with stretches, it's the same thing as releases. We want to hold this position until we no longer feel that stretching sensation, and then we can reset and we can do it on the opposite side. So step forward 3 to 4 feet into that wall, out to the side 6 inches to 12 inches, pivoting that back toe and pushing that heel into the ground. Remember, the chest stays up tall. We're squeezing the bum. And again, we're going to pivot that back toe, pinky toe forward. Slight pivot is going to help us target the outer calf muscles, which are commonly the tightest and associated most with that pain and injury that we cause and feel in our calves. All right, so hold that 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Keep in mind, you don't have to do this on both sides. If you are only experiencing pain on or injury on one side or feeling unstable in those ankles, give it a try. Relax the calf on only that one side, stretch it out, but it's also not going to harm anything to do both sides. It just might save you some time. So I hope you found this very helpful. Let me know how it goes, how it feels. Comment below, share it with others, and subscribe for more information and future videos. Thanks for joining Kinetic Balance Fitness.